Hi, my name is Peggy, and this is my channel, Bespoke Ability Sewing. Welcome! I was going to say today is Friday, but it's not. Today is Saturday, but this is my episode of Friday Sews. It's actually my 16th episode, and like I say, it's a Friday Sews on Saturday. Hopefully, you will see this on Saturday because I'm having computer issues and I don't know if I'll be able to download this, so fingers crossed. At any rate, Friday Sews is a hashtag that was created by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room as a way to bring the sewing community together, and she generously has opened it up to anyone who wants to participate. So thank you, Jen, and thank you for joining me today. So I had a pretty productive week. I made 5 things, and let's get right into it. Let me get my paper here. So the first thing I made is a muslin of a t-shirt for my grandson. It's this, which is DIBY Club, which is short for Do It Better Yourself Club. The kids ABBT, and ABB stands for anything but basic. This goes from 18 months to 12 years, so quite a size range, and it's free. I'll link the pattern down below. I've never made it before, but it's a t-shirt, so how hard could it be? And but in more technological complications, my toner ran out on my printer, so my daughter printed it for me on her computer, her printer, and anyway, it all worked out fine. But so this first version, I had to sort of guess at the size. My grandson is 18 months old, and he doesn't hold still to be measured. But I know what he looks like. I've spent a lot of time with him, so I felt I could probably eyeball the patterns to guess what size. And that's also why I wanted to make a muslin, because I didn't want to cut into his Halloween fabric until I knew that this would be the right size for him. So, like I say, he's 18 months old, but he's tall and he's sturdy, like his Grammy. So I made the 3-year-old size, or maybe it's just size 3, but I think it's 3 years old. I made that, and no problems, except the fabric I used. It's a pale blue cotton spandex jersey that I got from Girl Charlie several years ago. And I got it with the idea of making some pajamas or something. But I don't like to talk down about fabric companies, but I do not like the quality of this fabric. It's just cheap. Wrinkles really easily. I mean, it's cotton spandex jersey. It's going to, but I don't care for this jersey. So I thought for a muslin, that would be great. And if it worked and he could wear it, great. And if not, no big deal. So I made it from this cotton spandex jersey. Like I say, the size 3. I basted the seams and went over those with my serger. And I hemmed it on my cover stitch. And then had him try it on, and it fits. So I'll put up a picture of him in it. And my daughter thought it was perfect. Just for his outfit, he needs to have a tunic. So she measured trying to measure, how much longer she wanted the top to be. So the next version was for his Halloween costume, and it's 4 inches longer in the body. That's the only difference. So my grandson, my daughter, and I all went to Joann's to look for the Halloween fabric. And so this top is going to be the base of his costume, and my daughter is going to embellish it. she has particular plans, but I don't want to give those away. So, but this base needed to be brown. And so I thought, oh, surely they'll have something at Joann, but they really didn't have much. They had some brown, and we wound up getting a fabric that I knew wasn't right, but, well, what I should have done, what did not occur to me, but what now occurs to me, is that I could have used my same light blue fabric and dyed it, but I didn't think that. And there's still plenty of time before Halloween, so if my daughter can't make this version that I've made for her work, I can always go back and do that with the dye. At any rate, we found a jersey, very lightweight, very soft, polyester spandex. Like I say, really lightweight. I knew it was going to be too lightweight for my daughter to do these embellishments. So I thought, well, I'll just double the fabric. And then when I got home, I thought, no, I still don't think that'll be strong enough. So I wound up underlining just the front and back pieces with the same light blue cotton spandex jersey that I used for the muslin. And that worked well. So the sleeves I didn't underline, and the neckband I didn't underline. So you're not going to see the light blue. It's just, but it's there under the front and back pieces. Once again, I basted everything on my machine. I went over those seams with my serger, and I hemmed it on my cover stitch. Oh, and I reinforced the shoulders with interfacing just on the back. Very straightforward. I know, free pattern, so what's not to like? Anyway, I'll put up some photos of my grandson. These are not posed photos. They are action photos. So then I made a top for me, and I had been wearing it earlier, but it's cold here right now. Not cold, but not summery weather. So this, by the way, is a Hepburn turtleneck from Itch to Stitch that I made last spring probably. It's a Robert Kaufman cotton spandex jersey that I got at Stone Mountain and Daughter. At any rate, I made a top for me. It's this one, McCall 6793. It's out of print. It was made in 2012, and I made it once before for my daughter. I'll put up a picture. But I thought, well, I have a variety of charming cardigans from Talbot's, and Talbot's is a clothing store, a women's clothing store in the US, and they make charming cardigans amongst other things. So it's just a straightforward cardigan, but I have a lot of different colors of them. And I wanted something that I could wear underneath these cardigans, but that would hopefully go with all of them or most of them. And I had this black and white fabric, like a leopard print, in my stash. I bought it, I think, 4 years ago from Fashion Fabrics Club. It's a polyester, what do they call it? Silky. That's what they call it, I think. At any rate, I thought, why not make this top out of it? And I did the blue top here, but I made it sleeveless. Now I was going to do the 3/4 length sleeves, but I thought if I'm going to wear it under cardigans, I wouldn't like the way that would feel. So I made it sleeveless because that hopefully will be really versatile. And an easy pattern. I did hand sew the facing to the inside of the, there's a bow scarf type collar. So I did that by hand on the inside, and I hemmed it by hand. Came together pretty easily. And I think I'll get a lot of use out of it, so I'll put up some pictures of that too. And then I made an outfit for my daughter. Now, I think I've told you before, she is pregnant, and she is a professor at a university part-time, and she has a need for polished professional clothes and flexible, comfortable clothing for when she's chasing after her son. They're not simultaneous. So this is a work outfit that I made for her. Last time I showed you a pair of pants I made for her using these Style Arc Barb stretch pants. I had made 3 pairs of those when she wasn't pregnant, and she liked them. So I thought I should be able to transform these into maternity pants, which I did in my last video for you. I made them out of black, and I did made a tummy panel out of a Sleeveless fabric. And my daughter really likes those pants, but just had asked me if I could make them just a little bit wider in the tummy panel. So for this version, I added a 1/2 inch in width just to the front tummy panel, nothing to the back. And the legs of these pants I did in Refined Ponte from Joann, but this is in a brown color that I bought several years ago, and they don't seem to do that anymore, which is really a shame because this fabric is great, but they don't have it. They don't have it. They have black, and I think they have dusty pink, and they have sort of a medium blue, but anyway, that's what this brown is. And then I didn't have brown Sleeveless to do the maternity panel, so I used the bisque Sleeveless that I bought from Serge Fabrics. I originally bought it to make some leggings, but when I got it, I realized it was very close to my skin tone, very close to my daughter's skin tone, and either one of us would look naked in it, so I never made leggings from it, but it's great. I used it for this maternity waistband, and it was perfect. Because I don't think anybody's going to see that anyway, although you will, because my daughter has lifted up her shirt to show you the panel. In fact, when I asked her to lift up her shirt, my grandson also lifted up his shirt to show off his tummy. So you've got 2 tummies there, both about the same color. And then I made the pants, and she really likes them, and so I'm going to stick with this maternity panel from now on. But I think there's a law that if you have new pants, you need to have a new top. So I made another Cara maternity top from Megan Nielsen Patterns. I've made that for her before, and my daughter likes that style, so, you know, why reinvent the wheel? This is an ITY fabric that I bought at Minerva Fabrics a couple years ago. It's a Lady McElroy, and it's paisley. I really like paisley. It has shades of brown in it, white or cream, and teal and blue. Now, both my daughter and I are Summers, you know, for coloring, but we can get away with brown depending on the color of brown, and also if it has some good other colors in it, like the blues and the teals. So I thought this would give a nod to fall clothing, but still in a color palette that would work better for my daughter than, say, a rust, something like that. So the top came together well. This is my 5th version, I think. I made 2 for her first pregnancy, and this is my 3rd one for this pregnancy. And once again, I reinforced the shoulders with interfacing. I basted everything on my machine. I went over those basting stitches with my serger, and I hemmed it on my cover stitch. Now this fabric did not want to press at all. So usually what I do when I make something, like, for instance, in this case, a top, after I cut out the pieces, and if I know what the hem is going to be, I will press up the hem, then straighten it out to sew up the side seams, and then I'm ready just to fold it up, and I'm ready to cover stitch. Just I find it easier to do in the flat than in the round. Well, this fabric would not hold a press, so I pinned everything and it was fine. It just was slightly annoying. At any rate, I think that's everything for me today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to be back sooner rather than later. We will see. And I'm hopeful that this will absolutely upload. Who knows? I hope it does. And thank you for joining me today. And if you are a subscriber, thank you so much. And if not, why not? It's free. And if you'd like to like the video, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.